The click of the handcuffs echoed down the quiet street like a gunshot. "You're resisting arrest," one officer barked, his tone heavy with authority, as he twisted the arm of the composed black woman behind her back. Her jaw clenched, but her posture remained sharp, disciplined posture built through years of training, unshaken even while being shoved against the hood of a patrol car. Onlookers stood frozen in stunned silence. Some reached for their phones. Others just stared, unable to believe what they were seeing. Yet the woman, with unwavering calm, turned her head slightly and said in a voice like tempered steel, "You have no idea who you just handcuffed. But in 20 minutes, you'll wish you never met me." Her eyes didn't blink. "And in an hour, the Pentagon will make sure you never wear a badge again." That woman was General Olivia Marshall, a four-star military commander with decades of experience. Olivia had just returned from a high-level classified mission overseas. She wasn't in uniform now, just dark jeans and a crisp button-down, stepping out of a luxury sedan to grab a quick coffee before heading to a confidential Pentagon briefing. She had been in far more dangerous places than this suburban D.C. neighborhood, but nothing prepared her for the moment when the threat came not from abroad, but from the very country she had sworn to protect. The two officers patrolling in a neighborhood they were known to frequent with a reputation for questionable stops had started watching her the second she parked. Her car, a sleek black executive model, seemed too upscale for their liking. "Suspicious vehicle," one muttered to the other. She stepped out, straight-backed, focused, unaware that in their minds, her skin color was reason enough to see her as a suspect. When they asked for her license, she complied. When they asked why she was there, she asked if they had probable cause. That was enough. The younger one, Officer Trent Holloway, muttered something about her fitting a description. His partner, Sergeant Dale Rourke, already had his hand on his cuffs. "I'm not resisting," she said, voice steady, as they roughly grabbed her arm. "You're making a mistake." But the cuffs were already on. She was forced down, face turned toward the windshield, her body pushed in a way that screamed power play. That's when Olivia stopped playing the part of an average civilian. "I need to make a call," she said, calm but commanding. Trent smirked. "You're not calling anyone. Don't make this harder on yourself." But Olivia knew protocol. She'd written it, and she knew exactly what to do. Her wrists were bound, but her memory was not. She turned her head toward a stunned teenager holding a phone nearby. "Dial this number," she said firmly, then recited a long string of digits classified clearance numbers, a direct line only used in emergencies. The boy looked unsure but obeyed. The phone rang. Twice. Pentagon secure line, answered a clipped professional voice. "This is General Olivia Marshall," she said clearly. "Badge numbers 6-2-4-7 and 8-1-5-3 have detained me without cause. I need immediate verification of their authority and escalation to command level." The teenager holding the phone looked like he'd seen a ghost. So did the cops. Trent swallowed hard. Dale took a step back. Within seconds, their radios came alive with a crackle of panic. "All units, stand down. Stand down immediately. Confirm location of officers involved in detainment of General Marshall. Repeat, stand down." A squad car tore onto the street. Then another. But they weren't there to assist Trent and Dale. They were there for Olivia. The police chief's voice broke through the officers' radios, brittle with dread. "You handcuffed a Pentagon-level officer. Jesus Christ. Do not speak. Do not touch her. Wait for command." The cuffs came off in a hurry. Dale tried to explain. "We didn't know, ma'am." But Olivia didn't even look at him. She took the phone from the teen and said, "Get me the secretary. Now." When the line reconnected, she didn't need to explain. "I want both of their records audited. Every stop, every complaint, every time they abused their authority." Then she turned, just once, to the officers. "You didn't just stop a black woman today. You stopped a general, and you're going to learn what accountability feels like." By sundown, Trent and Dale were suspended. Internal Affairs launched a full investigation. Their dash cam footage was leaked. Their complaints, once buried, resurfaced. Former victims stepped forward. Patterns emerged: racial profiling, excessive force, misconduct hidden beneath paperwork. Within 48 hours, the Pentagon confirmed to the Department of Justice that Olivia's rights had been violated under color of law. The officers were charged with unlawful detainment and abuse of authority. But Olivia didn't stop there. She went to Capitol Hill. Behind closed doors, she met with defense officials, civilian oversight boards, and key members of Congress. Not for herself. For every person who couldn't command a direct line to the Pentagon. For every civilian whose voice was drowned out by the sirens of unchecked power. Within the month, reforms were introduced. A national registry for officer complaints. A requirement for external review in detainments involving civilians of protected classes. A mandate that every officer receive extended de-escalation training. Olivia worked behind the scene of strategizing, consulting, pushing. But in the public eye, her name became legend. The video of her detainment went viral. Not just because of what happened, but because of how she handled it. Poised, fearless, and utterly unshaken. One of her former battalion commanders, now a retired general himself, was asked about the incident on a Sunday news show. She fought wars overseas. Then she came home and had to fight for her dignity. That's what makes her dangerous to people like those officers. She doesn't back down. The next morning, Olivia returned to the Pentagon, her steps measured and confident as always. Staffers paused as she passed. No one said anything. They didn't need to. The news on every screen showed the two officers in handcuffs, escorted out of their precinct in silence. But Olivia didn't watch the footage. She was already moving forward, planning her next directive, building bridges between civilian protection and military accountability. Her inbox flooded with requests from advocacy groups. Civil rights organizations wanted her input. Families of victims wanted her help. School programs asked her to speak. When a journalist caught up to her in a quiet corridor and asked if she felt vindicated, she paused for just a second. "I'm not here for revenge," she said. "I'm here for change." This wasn't just about me. It was about what kind of country we claim to be and what we allow it to become. Later that week, she addressed a closed session in Congress. Her closing words were simple. Command doesn't end with a uniform. Integrity doesn't stop at a badge. And justice doesn't wait for permission. No one argued. And across the country, in police stations, training academies, and town halls, the name Olivia Marshall began to stand for something bigger than just one incident. It became a symbol of reckoning long overdue. Because even in street clothes, even with her hands bound, a general still leads. And prejudice still falls.